Yeah, please listen to this. I think I have completed 2 chapters, right? Let us move on to the new chapter, that is Aryan civilization. Take a heading. Please take this heading, Aryan civilization. Okay. See, it is the, listen to this. I'll explain you the introduction part. Then I'll dictate the notes. It is the second ancient civilization of Indian subcontinent, and you all know what is Indian subcontinent is. So it is the second ancient civilization of Indian subcontinent, and the time period, look at this, the time period was approximately from 1500 BC to 600 BC. This has started during this period. Okay, the time period is from 1500 BC to 600 BC. Why the name Aryan civilization? Yes, these people have come from Central Asia. According to the most accepted theory, these people are not indigenous to Indian subcontinent. These people have migrated from Central Asia, and they used to speak a language called Arya. Arya is a linguistic term. And what was their race? It was Nordic race. These people belonged to the Nordic race. And they used to speak a language called Arya, and hence this civilization is called as Aryan civilization. Is that clear? And there is alternative name to this civilization. It is also called as Vedic civilization. Why the word Vedic civilization? This is also called as Vedic civilization. Any reason behind that? See, massive Vedic literature was produced during this period, and India from here onwards moves into historic period. We can study everything through the written records. I have told you this in the introduction part. What is prehistory and historic periods, right? Do you remember that? So, massive Vedic literature was produced during this period, and hence this civilization is also called as Vedic civilization. Are the points clear? And the archaeologists, they call this civilization as painted graveware civilization. What they call it as? They call it as painted graveware civilization. Why the name painted graveware civilization? It is the common colored pottery seen in different sides of Aryan civilization, commonly used. It was not in the case of Indus Valley civilization. Different types of colored pottery were used. There was no common colored pottery. But here in this Aryan civilization, you can see people using common colored pottery all throughout different places of Indian subcontinent. And archaeologists are calling this civilization as painted graveware civilization. Is that clear? So these are the alternative names. And this time period, this Aryan civilization, it can be split into 2 parts, from 1500 BC to 1000 BC, and from 1000 BC to 600 BC. This phase is called as early Vedic phase, and this is called as later Vedic phase. Why 1000 BC is taken as a benchmark period? Because something great has happened, or something has been introduced in the society that brought rapid changes in the society that touched each and every sector of the society. It is nothing but iron technology. People learned smelting of iron, and this iron has brought rapid and revolutionary changes in each and every section of the society. Is that clear? Take down these points in the introduction part. Aryan civilization, the time period, Aryan civilization, the time period was from 1500 BC. The time period was from 1500 BC to 600 BC. 1500 BC. Later, all the features, they are in continuity. Okay. 1500 BC to 600 BC is the time period. of Aryan civilization. Aryans were the people, Aryans were the people who came from Central Asia. Aryans were the people who came from Central Asia. Aryans were the people who came from Central Asia, and they belonged to Nordic race. This is a very common race seen in Central Asia. Later, these people have migrated to different parts of Europe and different parts of Asia. Adolf Hitler also claimed that the Germans belonged to this Nordic race. Okay, so they belonged to Nordic race that you'll be learning in world history anyways. They belonged to Nordic race. They used to speak a language called Arya. They used to speak a language called Arya. They used to speak a language called Arya. Hence the name Aryan civilization. Hence the name Aryan civilization. Hence the name Aryan civilization. I am repeating once again, the time period was from 1500 to 600 BC. Please check your notes. And these people belonged to Nordic race. They have come from Central Asia. They belonged to the Nordic race, and they used to speak a language called Arya, right? And hence the name Aryan civilization. It is also called as Vedic civilization. Please take this point. It is also called as Vedic civilization. It is also called as Vedic civilization. As massive Vedic literature was produced, and this is completely deciphered. Unlike the Indus script or Indus writings, this Vedic literature is completely deciphered. Which is completely deciphered. Massive Vedic literature was produced, which is completely deciphered. And hence the name Vedic civilization. Hence the name Vedic civilization. And Indian history moves into historic period. This is also an important point. The Stone Age cultures and Indus Valley civilization fall under prehistoric period, and the historic period in India starts from this period. Indian history moves into historic period. Indian history moves into the historic period. All right. The archaeologists are calling this civilization as the painted gray ware civilization. Archaeologists are calling this civilization as the painted gray ware civilization. What is this painted gray ware? Yes, it is a common colored pottery. Painted gray ware civilization. It is a common colored pottery. Painted gray color. Okay, common colored pottery seen in different sites of the civilization. Common colored pottery seen in different sites of the civilization. Okay, write that point also. This time period can be split into two phases. This time period can be split into two phases as following. Early Vedic period. The first phase is early Vedic period. That was from 1500 BC to 1000 BC. Early Vedic period was from 1500 BC to 1000 BC. Later Vedic period. The second phase is later Vedic period. It is from 1000 BC to 600 BC. It is from 1000 BC it is from 1000 BC to 600 BC. Benchmark event has taken place around 1000 BC. Next paragraph. Benchmark event means an important event. Benchmark event had taken place during 1000 BC. That brought rapid changes in the society. That brought rapid changes in the society. What is that event? Introduction of iron technology. Introduction of the event was the introduction of iron technology. That event was introduction of iron technology. All right. So these are the facts that needs to be discussed in the introduction part. Now next subtopic is who are these Aryans? Where they have come from? Origin of the Aryans is the next subtopic. Please take it down. Origin of the Aryans. Next subtopic. Yeah. See, for this subtopic also there are many theories and we need to go with the important ones, and end of the day we need to accept the most accepted opinion or the theory. We need to follow that, right? What are the important theories? The earliest theory, the first and foremost important theory was given by two historians. Listen to this very carefully. It is very interesting topic. A.C. Das and Sampurnanand. Two people, A.C. Das and Sampurnanand. Don't worry, I'll write the names on the board. These people are saying that Aryans are very much native to Indian subcontinent. They are very much indigenous to Indian subcontinent. Then which place? They are saying that they belonged to Sapta Sindhu region. Sapta means 7, Sindhu means Indus. Okay, what is this region? Sapta Sindhu region. It includes the region in which Indus and its 5 tributaries, what are they? Are flowing. Indus plus Bias, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum, Sutlej. They are saying that these people belong to the regions where these rivers were flowing. Okay. Then what is the next river? Next one is Saraswati. Totally how many are there? 7 rivers. So A.C. Das and Sampurnanand, they are saying that these people belong to the regions enclosed by these rivers that are flowing in Indian subcontinent. This is the first theory. And the second theory, it was given by Dayanand Saraswati, very important personality. You will be learning about him in modern Indian history in the topic of socio-religious reform movements. He is the founder of Arya Samaj. He says that Tibet is the original home of Aryans. It is his opinion. Okay. Next personality was Balagangadhar Tilak. Very, very important personality. You will be learning about him in the modern Indian history again. He is considered as father of Indian unrest. Very extremist leader he was. Okay. And he says that Arctic is the original home of Aryans. You must be aware of Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. Balagangadhar Tilak is saying that these people came from the region around Arctic Circle. And in the same name, he had also written a book called Arctic, the original home of Aryans. He said that Arctic is the original home of Aryans. And lot of debates were there. And the most accepted theory comes from Max Muller, a very popular Indologist. What do you mean by Indology? It is a separate subject which deals with ancient cultures and civilizations of India. And the persons who do research on that are called as Indologists. And Max Muller was a very popular Indologist, and he had done his own research on the inscriptions and the languages. The study of inscriptions is called as epigraphy, and the study of languages is called as philology. So Max Muller had done his own epigraphical and philological research, and he made a conclusion that they belonged to Central Asia. I'll explain that story. First, take down these facts. There are many theories. Did you understand all the facts? There are many theories. These are all important theories. Now we have to discuss about the most accepted theory after writing these facts. There are many theories related to the origin of the Aryans. There are many theories related to the origin of the Aryans. The important are as following. Important are as following. Okay. The first one was given by, take down the names from the board, A.C. Das and Sampurnanand. A.C. Das and Sampurnanand. What did they say? They said that the Aryans belonged to Sapta Sindhu region. They said that the Aryans belonged to the Sapta Sindhu region. Take down the Sapta Sindhu region, what it is. Indus, the region around Indus, its 5 tributaries. If you do not know the names of the tributaries, take the names of the tributaries also. Order is not important. And the 7th river is Saraswati river. 7th river is Saraswati river. Okay. Right. Next theory was given by Dayanand Saraswati. Dayanand Saraswati. What did he say? He said that the Tibet is the original home of Aryans. Tibet is the original home of Aryans. He said that Tibet is the original home of Aryans. Who said that? Dayanand Saraswati. Right? Next personality was Balagangadhar Tilak. Balagangadhar Tilak is the next important personality who spoke about the origin of the Aryans. What did he say? Arctic is the original home of Aryans. Arctic Circle. Arctic is the original home of Aryans. He said that Arctic is the original home of Aryans. Okay. And in the same name, he wrote a book also. Please take down the name of the book. In the same name, he wrote a book also. He wrote a book also. Take the title of the book in the quotations. Arctic, the original home of Aryans, it is. Quotations start. Arctic, the original home of Aryans. It is the title. Quotations closed. Arctic, the original home of Aryans. Right? Next. Can I rub this? Max Muller. Next theory was given by Max Muller. Max Muller. What was his profession? He was a very popular Indologist. Please understand and put it on the paper. He was a very popular Indologist. Max Muller was a very popular Indologist. Right? Take down, what is Indology? Indology is a subject Indology is a subject that deals with Indology is a subject that deals with ancient cultures, and civilizations of India. Indology is a subject that deals with ancient cultures and civilizations of India. Okay? What theory did he frame up? It is Central Asian theory. He explained the Central Asian theory. He explained the Central Asian theory. He explained the Central Asian theory. And this is the most accepted theory. And this is the most accepted theory. Okay? When I said it is the most accepted theory, what was the basis for his explanation? He came up with epigraphical and philological evidences. Please take this point. He came up with epigraphical and philological evidences. Epigraphical and philological evidences. Right there in the brackets, epigraphy is the study of inscriptions. He came up with these evidences to prove the Central Asian theory as the original home of Aryans. Epigraphy is the study of inscriptions. Inscriptions means writing something on the walls or metallic plates or any other surfaces. Okay? It is the study of inscriptions. And philology. Philology is the study of languages. Philology is the study of languages. Now let us understand something about his research and how he concluded that Central Asia is the original home of Aryans. Listen to this very carefully. I'll dictate after this. This person, as I said, he had done research on the epigraphical evidences and philological evidences. First, let us start our discussion with epigraphical evidences. He collected an inscription called as bogus koi. He gathered bogus koi inscription, and this is the name of a place in Turkey. He gathered this inscription, he found this inscription, and he did research on this inscription. There, he found a phrase written in a language which is prominent in that place, in the Central Asia, Turkey. It is said that the Aryans migrated towards east from Turkey, from that place, towards east, along with their gods named Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc. And all these gods are worshipped today in India over a period of time. Then he actually started doing more research, and he finally came to a conclusion that these Aryans, they started their journey somewhere in Central Asia. We do not know exact region, but they are definitely from Central Asia. He said that one branch of Aryans started to migrate towards east. They initially settled in Persia, and there they have developed Persian language, and they started moving further. They reached northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. There they started developing Sanskrit language, and they still further moved because they did not lead a settled life. They started a settled life when they reached Gangetic region. This is the place where the second civilization has started. This is one branch. What about the other branch? Other branch moved in western direction and finally reached Greece and its adjacent areas, and they have developed Greek and Latin languages. And I have told you he also had done philological research. He compared the similarities between all these languages. For example, I'll tell you, I am not very efficient in speaking all these languages. In Sanskrit, mother is called as matra, right? And in Greek, it is called as mater. And father is called as pitra, and in Greek, it is called as pater. So there are some kind of similarities among many words in these languages, and he came to a conclusion that they must have been, there must have been a common ancestry which has started at a common point, and that common point is nothing but Central Asia. Did you understand this point? Please take this explanation. Did everybody understand how they migrated, from where they have started journey? Okay, there is no particular place. They belong to Central Asia only. We do not know where they are from. It was of tribal origin, right? Please take this point. Max Muller had taken into consideration, Max Muller had taken into consideration Bogaskoi inscription. The spelling is there on the board. Max Muller had taken into consideration Bogaskoi inscription. Bogaskoi inscription. It is a place in Turkey. There in the brackets you can write Bogaskoi is a name of a region in Turkey. Bogaskoi inscription. It was written in, if you want you can take this point also, it is not needed, but for your understanding, Old Assyrian script. It was written in Old Assyrian script. Bogaskoi inscription. It was written in Old Assyrian script. So what did he find in this inscription? He found a phrase which mentions that Aryans have moved towards east along with their gods. Please take that point. In this inscription, he found a phrase which says that the Aryans migrated, towards east along with their gods. Gods' names are also written in this Bogaskoi inscription. It was in Central Asia. These gods were referred. Along with their gods, Indra, Varuna. Indra was the weather god, Varuna was the rain god, Agni, the fire god. Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc. Okay, now you have to write that explanation. According to Max Muller, Aryans never led a settled life. However, their original home was in Central Asia. One branch of the Aryans, you have to write this story now. One branch of the Aryans moved in eastern direction. Initially settled in Persia, means Iran. And there they developed Persian language. After some period, they further moved towards east. They further moved towards east and reached northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. They further moved towards east and reached northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. Northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. And started to develop Sanskrit language. And started to develop Sanskrit language. They continued their migration. They continued their migration. They continued their migration. And finally settled in Gangetic region, where Ganga and its tributaries were flowing. Huge fertile lands were there. People can have settled life there, right? And finally settled in Gangetic region. Okay? And what about the other branch of Aryans? The other branch of Aryans moved in western direction. Other branch of Aryans moved in western direction and finally settled in Greece and its adjacent areas. Regions or areas, where they started to develop Greek and Latin languages. Okay? Max Muller also came to a conclusion. That the languages developed by these people have lot of similarities. It indicates that there must have been a common ancestry. There must have been a common ancestry. Means they must have common ancestors, forefathers. And this started somewhere in Central Asia. Now, did you understand the Central Asian theory and the rest of the facts given by different personalities like A.C. Das, Sampurnanand, Dayanand Saraswati, Balagangadhar Tilak, and finally Max Muller's theory. Now, my question is, why they must have left their original home? What could have been the reason? There is no concrete evidence for this, but for our understanding, there are three theories related to that. Just listen to this. There could have been a threat from any powerful tribe in Central Asia. They started to move to a new place. There could have been some natural disaster or calamity. They wanted to search a new location. And the third theory could be the resources might be deficit there. The population might have enhanced there, Resources might be insufficient, so they wanted a new place where they get enough resources for their existence. So these are the three theories. Please take this point. Aryans could have left their original home because of the following reasons. Because of the following reasons. Because of the following reasons. First, what is that? There could have been a threat from another powerful tribe. This Central Asia was always inhabited by very powerful tribes, and there were also barbaric and ferocious tribes also. Okay? There could have been a threat from another powerful tribe. There could have been a threat from another powerful tribe. The first reason. Second, there could have been some natural calamity. I hope you are all getting my points. There could have been some natural calamity. Please understand and put it on the paper. I have been requesting you every time. There could have been some natural calamity. The third, resources might be insufficient. Resources might be insufficient. Among these three theories or three reasons, anything could have been the reason. Okay, this is for your understanding. And so we have come to know something about the original home of Aryans. It is called as Aryan civilization. And what is the other alternative name of this civilization? Vedic civilization. Why it is called as Vedic civilization? Because massive Vedic literature was produced. So now we have to discuss something about the Vedic literature. That is the next subtopic. Believe me, when you take some reference material and you directly study, you will understand nothing related to this Vedic literature. Please focus on what I am teaching and put it on the paper. Please take this point. Vedic literature. It will be very interesting. Yes, yes. See, it is an evolution. It is an evolution. Telugu was not born overnight. Tamil was not born overnight. Earlier, there was a mother language for that. And it is an evolution. It is an evolutionary process. And like that, from Telugu, different dialects have born. We have Andhra Telugu, Telangana Telugu, Rayalaseema Telugu, different types of Telugus. In each and every language, it is the same. It is related to the social changes, that's it. Okay? Right. Vedic literature is the next subtopic. Vedic literature. See, like how we have lingua franca, means a communicating language or connecting language in the world, which is treated as lingua franca today in world, English. It is a connection between different languages of the world. There could have been some lingua franca at that point of time, not in a matured form, but there could have been some medium for sure. Today in India, there is a lingua franca between so many regional languages. What it is? Hindi. It is not national language. India doesn't have a national language. There are only official languages in India. Constitution asks Hindi, government to promote Hindi as a national language, but it is not treated as a national language. Okay? Take down Vedic literature. A very interesting topic it is. Please focus well. Just listen to this. I'll dictate wherever it is required. See, the word Veda is derived from the word with. Word Veda is derived from the word with. What do you mean by the word with? With means to know or to acquire knowledge. Knowledge on what? Environmental forces. They started to acquire knowledge on environmental forces and they compiled everything in the form of books, which became the basis for the science, which became the basis for the philosophy, and which turned into Dharma. Did you understand? Please take this point. The word Veda is derived from the word. Please understand and put it on the paper. It will be like a revision. The word Veda is derived from the word with. It is derived from the word with. With means to know. With means to know or to acquire knowledge. Because they started their journey as tribals, right? Environment was commanding on them, and they wanted to learn something about from the environmental forces, and they wanted to dominate the environmental forces so that their livelihood will be in existence. Is that clear? So they wanted to acquire some knowledge looking at the environment. With means to know or to acquire some knowledge. That is the knowledge on environmental forces. That is the knowledge on the environmental forces. That is the knowledge on the environmental forces. How they started to gain this knowledge. See, listen to this, it is very interesting. There are 4 stages of acquiring knowledge. Listen to this very carefully. How many stages are there? 4 stages. What are they? I'll dictate again. Don't worry, listen to this. The 4 stages of acquiring knowledge are, the first stage is Samhita, second stage is Brahmana, the third stage is Aryanka, and the final stage, 4th stage, is Upanishad. Lot of times you must have seen these terminologies, but you'll understand very clearly in this class. These are the 4 stages of acquiring knowledge. The initial stage is Samhita. What do you mean by Samhita? It is through praising the natural forces or environmental forces. Let us say there is no rain for so many years. What these people do, they develop a sloka for the rain god, and they start praising the rain god for many times. They do it for 10 times, and if for the 10th time, if it rains, they think that it is a solution. It is completely magical and trial and error basis. Did you understand? Samhita is all about praising the natural forces. So rain రావాలంటే ఏం చేసేవాళ్ళ శ్లోకం చదివేవాళ్ళు. వస్తే వస్తుంది లేకపోతే లేదు. వస్తే yes, this is a solution. అర్థమైందా? Please take this point. There are 4 stages of acquiring knowledge. There are 4 stages of acquiring knowledge. Take down these terms. I'll explain and I'll again dictate. 4 stages of acquiring knowledge. They are Samhita. They are Samhita. Second stage is Brahmana. Third stage, Aryanka. And the 4th stage of acquiring knowledge is Upanishad. So what happened in the first stage? They are praising the natural forces. And they have come up with a solution that some sloka is a solution to instigate some natural force. And they compiled it in the form of books. All the Samhitas, you find it in the form of books. What is the second stage? Brahmana. In this, what they do, it is an advanced stage. They involve the society or family members in performing yagas or yajnas to any particular environmental forces. Again, take the same example. If it did not rain for many years and these people have started conducting some yagas for rain god, they have done it for 10 times and for the 10th time it started to rain. They thought it is a solution. It is also completely magical, completely trial and error basis it is. Is that clear? Brahmana. Brahmana, the second stage. Okay, I have to dictate about Samhita. Samhita is acquiring knowledge by praising environmental forces. That's it. And you know the logic behind that. Just now I have explained how it worked out. Samhita is acquiring knowledge by praising the natural forces. By praising the natural forces, right? ఈ రెయిన్తో ఎప్పుడు కూడా రెయిన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ సమ్టైమ్స్ అసోసియేటెడ్ విత్ థండర్ స్టార్మ్స్, థండర్ బోల్ట్స్, రైట్? వాట్ పీపుల్ యూస్ టు డూ, early man, they used to throw big boulders to produce same kind of sound. They used to think that the sound can produce the rain. It was the maturity at that point of time. Did you get an understanding? All these concepts you will learn in sociology if you pick up that as optional, or anthropology, right? And the second stage of acquiring knowledge is Brahmana. It is through it is through performing it is through performing yagas or yajnas. It is through performing yagas or yajnas to please the natural forces. Yagas or yajnas to please the natural forces. So what these are? These are rituals. It started with praises. It came up to rituals. And what is this third stage? So people have been observing so many things in the world, looking at the natural forces. What they do in their later age, they retire to the forests, they give up everything, and they start to meditate. They realize what they have seen, what are the merits, what are the demerits, what is right, what is not. Like that, they acquire knowledge through this meditation. Is that clear? Aryankas are like forest books. Please take this point. The third stage of knowledge is Aryanka. In this, people retire to the forests. Aryankas, in this, people retire to the forests and start to realize whatever they observed so far, through meditation or inward engineering, anything, through meditation or inward engineering, meditation or inward engineering, Sadhguru teaches this inward engineering. Okay. So finally, people, they get retired to the forest, they do meditation, they realize whatever they have observed and they come up to a conclusion, they get enlightened, they come up with a knowledge. And the fourth stage is all about imparting this knowledge to the next generations. How? Through a dialogue between teacher and student. Through a discussion between the teacher and student, the knowledge is shared to the student. This is the fourth stage of acquiring knowledge. It is learning from the teachers. Is that clear? Take down. In the Upanishads, fourth stage is Upanishad. It is to acquire knowledge. It is to acquire knowledge. It is to acquire knowledge through a dialogue. It is to acquire knowledge through a dialogue or a discussion between teacher and student. Between teacher and student. So which is the most efficient form of learning? The fourth stage. The earliest stages are completely magical in nature. The third stage is out of enlightenment, and the fourth stage is the most efficient form of acquiring knowledge. Did you get an understanding now? And all these stages, these are compiled in the form of different books, and those books are called as knowledge books. There are 4 knowledge books. What are they? 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. All these 4 books have different types of Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aryankas, Upanishads. All the 4. You find all these 4 parts in all the 4 books of knowledge. Please take this point. All the above stages of acquiring knowledge, all the above stages of acquiring knowledge, are compiled in the form of books. Which are part and parcel, or just take it as which are part of which are part of the four knowledge books, which are part of four knowledge books. What are they? Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. Please take the names. The four books of knowledge are Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. When you open these books, you find four different stages of acquiring knowledge, also compiled in the form of different texts. Is that clear? It is as simple as that. Before going into four books of knowledge, let us understand the concepts of Upanishads. Since I have told you, it is the most scientific form of acquiring knowledge through teachers. So let us understand what is mentioned. What are the concepts explained in Upanishads? Take it down. Upanishads, the side heading. Upanishads. Here the number is also important. How many Upanishads are there? Totally 108 Upanishads are there. Please take this point. Upanishads. Totally 108 Upanishads are there. Totally 108 Upanishads are there. And the following concepts are explained in Upanishads. The following concepts are explained in the Upanishads. So one by one we'll discuss. The first concept is the relation between Atma and Paramatma. What is this? It is, listen to this, it is individual, soul or self. And what is this? Universal, soul or self. Please take this point. The first concept is the relation between Atma and Paramatma. That is the relation between an individual and universe, or indirectly you can consider that as the relation between an individual and the God. Individual self or soul, universal self or soul. Right? This is one concept explained in Upanishads. The second, Janma and Punarjanma. Birth and rebirth. The concepts of birth and rebirth are also explained in Upanishads. The concepts of birth and rebirth. Right? This is the second concept explained. Third, this is very important. Karma and moksha. Karma and moksha. The relation between karma and moksha. What is karma? Your actions, your deeds. What is this moksha? It is salvation. What do you mean by salvation? Salvation ante mukti, mukti ante moksha. Adi explain cheyamantunna. What is this salvation? Liberating a person from past sins. It depends on your actions. Okay? Please take that point. Karma means actions or deeds. Karma means actions or deeds. And moksha means salvation. Moksha means salvation. That is liberation. That is liberation of an individual from past sins. Liberation of an individual from past sins. Right? Next concept, ahimsa, Non-violence. Many prominent people in Indian history have adopted this policy of ahimsa, including Gautama Buddha, Vartamana Mahavir, and the father of the nation also, Mahatma Gandhi. And this concept of ahimsa is deep rooted in Indian soil, and it occupies a very important position in India's foreign policy also. That is the reason India is never aggressive on any foreign country. Is that clear? Please take this point. Ahimsa means non-violence. Ahimsa means non-violence. Right? The final concept is bhakti. What is this bhakti? It is called as mysticism. What do you mean by mysticism? Establishing a direct communication with the God without any mediators or priests. Everybody are equal in the eyes of God. We do not require any mediator or priest to communicate with the God. So, establishing a direct communication with the God is called as mysticism, and bhakti deals with mysticism. Please take this point. Bhakti deals with mysticism. Bhakti deals with mysticism. It is to establish a direct communication with the God. It is to establish a direct communication with the God without any mediation. Without any mediation. Right? Are the concepts clear? We are done with Upanishads. Totally 108 Upanishads are there, and Upanishad is the final stage of acquiring knowledge. It is through a dialogue or a discussion between the teacher and the student. And how the teachers acquired knowledge? Through the earlier phase, that is retiring themselves to the forest and meditating whatever they have observed. And earlier to that were completely magical phases, right? The next one that we have to discuss is about the books of knowledge. That are 4 books of knowledge. Let us start our discussion with Rig Veda. Rig Veda. This is the earliest text written in Indian history. That should be our first point. Rig Veda is the earliest text written in Indian history. Rig Veda is the earliest text written in Indian history. Rig Veda. It is a book of knowledge, undoubtedly. What this book consists of? This book completely consists of praises, and hence it is also called as book of praises. And praises are seen in the form of slokas or hymns. It is also called as the book of hymns. Totally 1028 slokas are there, and most of the slokas are dedicated to the favorite god during this period. It was Indra. Please take this point. War god Indra. It is the book of praises. It is the book of praises. And the praises are seen through hymns, means slokas. The praises are seen through hymns or slokas. Okay? Totally, how many hymns are there? 1028 hymns are there. Totally 1028 hymns are there in this book. Okay? And majority of the hymns are dedicated to war god Indra. Please take that point. I am repeating once again. This is the book of praises. Praising is done through hymns or slokas. 1028 hymns are there totally, and majority of them were dedicated to war god Indra. War god Indra. Okay, please listen to this very carefully. This is important point. This Rig Veda can be split into 10 parts. and each and every part is called as mandal. Totally 10 mandals are there. Totally 10 mandals are there. Each and every part is written by a particular sage and their families. Okay? All these 10 parts together we call it as Rig Veda, and very importantly, during early Vedic period, the first two 9 parts were compiled and the 10th part was compiled in later Vedic period. Please remember this fact. It is a very, very important fact. Please take these facts. The Rig Veda can be divided into 10 parts. Did you understand the concept? Rig Veda can be divided into 10 parts called as mandals. Called as mandals. Okay? Each and every mandal, Rig Veda is divided into 10 parts called as mandals. Each and every mandal is written by particular sage and his family. Particular sage and his family. Each and every mandal is written by a particular sage and his family. Okay. The first two 9th mandals, the first mandal to 9th mandal were written during early Vedic period. First two 9 mandals were written during early Vedic period. And the 10th mandal was written during later Vedic period. The 10th mandal was written during later Vedic period. And the very important part which is considered as a sacred thing for the Hindus is the 3rd mandal written by Vishwamitra, the sage. It deals with Gayatri Sloka. You must be aware of it. Take it down. The 3rd mandal, the third mandal deals with, Gayatri Sloka. Written by sage Vishwamitra. Gayatri Sloka written by sage Vishwamitra. The 7th mandal is also very, very important. Listen to this very carefully. It is a story and you will understand at the end of the story why I have explained this story. The 7th mandal, it deals with battle of 10 kings. Now the kings are also coming. Earlier there was no concrete evidence of existence of the kings or kingdoms. This 7th mandal deals with battle of 10 kings. Tribal kings they were. And they were ruling from northwestern part of Indian subcontinent in and around Punjab region. Okay? Did you understand this point? They were all tribal kings. And there were 2 rival kings. There were 2 rival tribes in that. One tribe was Bharata tribe. It was led by Sudama, the ruler. Listen to this. And the other tribe, I have told you 2 tribes were rival tribes. The other tribe was Puru tribe. It was led by ruler Kutsa. Both had some rivalry there in Punjab, in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. And this Bharata tribe, the ruler was Sudama, I have told you. In his court was sage Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was in the court of which ruler? Sudama's ruler. Both had some ideological differences. Who? The ruler and the sage. And ruler Sudama expelled this sage from his court. It was a great humiliation to this person, sage Vishwamitra. Now he wanted to take revenge on Sudama. So he joined his hands with the rival king Kutsa and he started to provoke him against Sudama. And the other 8 kings in this battle have supported Kutsa. Why? Because they had some differences related to river water issues with Sudama, and the river was Parushni, means Ravi river and its tributaries. See, the river water conflict is not a new concept. It is still going on between different states also in India. It is a very ancient most concept. And these 8 kings, they had river water issues with Bharata tribe ruler Sudama, and the river was Parushni or Ravi river and its tributaries. And this battle was also fought on the banks of river Ravi. And what could have been the outcome? All the kings on one hand, Bharata tribe Sudama on other hand. Kutsa supported by 8 kings on one hand, and Sudama fighting single-handedly this battle on the other hand. This battle was fought on the banks of river Ravi. What could have been the outcome? చూడమంటలేను నా ముఖం ఆన్సర్ చెప్పమంటారు. What could have been the outcome of this battle? Who must have won this battle? Sudama won this battle, and after winning this battle single-handedly, the Bharata tribe became a most powerful tribe in that region and started to dominate the politics in the north, and remaining tribes have accepted subordination under that. And this is the reason why the ancient name of India is derived out of this tribe called Bharat. Please take this point. 7th Mandal. Did you understand the story? 7th Mandal deals with battle of 10 kings. 7th Mandal deals with battle of 10 kings. It is called as Dasaragna. Understand the terminologies? At least have photographic memory. It is called as Dasaragna, means the battle of 10 kings. Okay, now take down that story. There were 2 rival kings in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. There were 2 rival kings in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. 2 rival kings in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. Sudama, the ruler of Bharata tribe. Sudama, the ruler of Bharata tribe. And Kutsa, the ruler of Puru tribe. The ruler of Puru tribe. Both were rival kings. Now take that point. Vishwamitra was in the court of Sudama. Vishwamitra was in the court of Sudama. Vishwamitra was in the court of Sudama. Full stop. What happened? There were ideological differences between Sudama and Vishwamitra. So Sudama expelled Vishwamitra, and in his place he appointed Vasishtha, another sage. Please take this point. There were ideological differences. There were ideological differences between Vishwamitra. There were ideological differences between Vishwamitra and Sudama. So Vishwamitra was expelled from his court. There were ideological differences between Vishwamitra and Sudama. So Vishwamitra was expelled from his court and replaced with Vasishtha. Vishwamitra wanted to take revenge on Sudama. Vishwamitra wanted to take revenge on Sudama. Vishwamitra wanted to take revenge on Sudama. So he joined his hands With whom? With Kutsa. So he joined his hands with Kutsa and provoked him against Sudama. And provoked him against Sudama. Provoked him against Sudama, right? Other eight kings supported Kutsa. Other eight kings supported Kutsa in this battle. Because they had river water issues. Because they had river water issues with Sudama, related to which river? It is mentioned as Parushni in Rigveda. Related to Parushni and its tributaries. Parushni is nothing but Ravi river. Related to Parushni and its tributaries. Related to Parushni and its tributaries. Okay? The battle was fought on the banks of Parushni river. Battle was fought on the banks of Parushni river. And what was the outcome of this battle? Sudama was victorious. Sudama was victorious in this battle. Sudama was victorious in this battle. And Bharata tribe became most powerful tribe in the north. Bharata tribe became the most powerful tribe in the north. Bharata tribe became most powerful tribe in the north, to which many other tribal kingdoms have subordinated. Write that point also. This is the reason ancient name of India, and it is a fact, it is accepted by Indian Constitution also. It is recognized by Indian Constitution also. What is written in the first part? We find two names. One is modern name given by the foreigners. This is ancient name, that is Bharat. It has this historical background. Okay, please take that point. It is Hemraj. This is the reason India's ancient name is derived from this powerful tribe. And called as Bharat. Also recognized by Indian Constitution. This name is recognized by Indian Constitution. Also recognized by the Indian Constitution. So did you understand what is written in the 7th Mandal? So first two 9 mandals were written during early Vedic period, and the 10th mandal was written in later Vedic period. I have told you. What is mentioned in this 10th mandal? Just listen to this. In this 10th mandal, there is a concept called Purusha Sukta. Have you listened to that any time? Have you heard about this name any time? It says that Brahma is the creator of human beings, and he created Brahmins from his head, Kshatriyas from his shoulders, Vaishyas from his thighs, and Shudras from his feet. So this formed as a basis for the classification of the society on the basis of caste. Please take this point. The 10th mandal The 10th mandal deals with Purusha Sukta. The 10th mandal deals with Purusha Sukta. Deals with Purusha Sukta, which says that Brahma is the creator. Brahma is the creator. He created Brahmins from his head because they are intellectuals. He created Brahmins from his head. Comma. Kshatriyas from his shoulder. Warriors. Kshatriyas from his shoulder. Brahmins from his head. Kshatriyas from his shoulder. Vaishyas from his thighs. Merchants, they need to travel from one place to another place. They need to rely on their thighs. Merchants, Vaishyas from his thighs, comma. Shudras, who are these people? The lower caste people who participate in the production process, right? Take that point. Shudras from his feet. Shudras from his feet. Okay? What is this classification called as? It is called as Chaturvarna classification. Please take this point. It is called as Chaturvarna classification. Means dividing the society into 4 varnas. It is called as Chaturvarna classification. It formed a basis for the caste system in India. This formed a basis for the caste system in India. Why this part is written in later Vedic period? What rapid and revolutionary changes were observed? Everything is interlinked. It is a fantastic story. Probably in the coming class we'll discuss that. You'll get enlightened. You'll understand how the caste system has emerged in India. Definitely. Okay. So this is all about Rig Veda. The next knowledge book is Yajur Veda. Take it down. Yajur Veda. This is also a knowledge book, and what it contains. This book contains the procedures to perform different rituals. And you know what? It is split into 2 types. There are 2 types of Yajur Vedas. One is called as Shukla Yajur Veda and the other is called as Krishna Yajur Veda. Shukla means white, Krishna means black. One is for the people with white complexion skin. These Central Asians have migrated from, these Aryans have migrated from Central Asia. They are fair to look at. Their skin complexion is fair when compared to the native indigenous people of Indian subcontinent. So one Yajur Veda is completely dedicated for the people with white complexion skin. It is called as Shukla Yajur Veda, and other Yajur Veda is completely dedicated to the people with black complexion skin or dark complexion skin. It is called as Krishna Yajur Veda. Krishna means black. Please take this point. Yajur Veda deals with the procedures to perform rituals. Yajur Veda deals with the procedures to perform rituals. Procedures. All these terminologies are very, very important. Samhita, Brahmana, Aryanka, Upanishad, Yajur Veda, whatever. Procedure to perform rituals. There are 2 types. Shukla Yajur Veda and Krishna Yajur Veda. There are 2 types. Shukla Yajur Veda and Krishna Yajur Veda. Okay? Shukla Yajur Veda is dedicated for the people with white complexion skin or white colored skin, anything you can take. Shukla Yajur Veda is dedicated for the people with white complexion skin. See, what can you conclude looking at this? There could have been some racial discrimination also, no? While performing rituals. Slowly you will understand. Krishna Yajurveda is for the people with black complexion skin. Black complexion skin. So it deals with the procedures to perform rituals. It is as simple as that. What is the other book of knowledge? Samaveda. Take it down. Samaveda. Samaveda. Yeah, whenever I come across facts, I'll dictate related to Yajurveda. Okay. Samaveda. It deals with music. It is the knowledge book on music. Samaveda deals with music. It is a book of knowledge on music. Okay. What is the fourth book of knowledge? Atharvana Veda. What it deals with? See, initially, listen to this. This is an important concept. Initially, the Aryans did not have faith in occult sciences. Okay. So, this Atharvana Veda deals with occult science. The science which helps in removing evil from the society. And in a later period, they developed a faith towards occult science and they started to treat this as a Veda, means a book of knowledge. Please take these points. Atharvana Veda deals with occult science. Deals with occult science. Write that point. Initially, Aryans did not believe in occult science. Initially, Aryans did not believe in this occult science. So, it was not given a status of Veda. So, it was not given a status of Veda. Later, they started to believe that. Later, they started to believe that. Later, they started to believe that and made it as a Veda, book of knowledge, and made it as a Veda, book of knowledge. Okay. So, 4 books of knowledge we have come to know. One deals with completely praises. The other book deals with the procedures to perform rituals. The third book deals with the music. And the fourth book deals with occult science. And how these things are explained to the public in the form of chantings, chanting some slokas, right? Who are the people who chant all these things mentioned in the books of knowledge? 4 different types of knowledge. Take it down. Hotri is a person who chants. Hotri is completely factual. You can understand and put it on the paper. Hotri is a person or a priest who chants the slokas of Rigveda. Hotri is a person who chants the slokas of Rigveda. Means he is explaining the concepts in the Rigveda to the masses. He is the person who is chanting the slokas explained in the Rigveda, right? Advaryu is a priest who chants. Advaryu is a priest who chants the slokas in Yajurveda. So, this person is explaining the concepts of Yajurveda to the masses. Is that clear? Next, Udgatri is a priest who chants the slokas In the Samaveda, Udgatri is explaining the concepts of Samaveda to the masses through his chanting, and everything is mentioned in the form of slokas in this knowledge books. Okay? Right? And the final, it is simply Brahman is a priest who chants the slokas of Atharvana Veda. See, everything started with observations. They started to write something based on trial and error manner. Later, all that got transformed into your philosophy, and they are explaining those concepts to the masses. Now, these people are chanting the slokas related to Rig Veda or Yajurveda or Samaveda or Atharvana Veda. What is needed for the masses? The masses need some fundamentals, and these fundamentals are explained in a type of Vedic literature called as Vedangas. That is our next subtopic. Take it down. Vedangas. Vedangas. Please follow carefully, otherwise you will understand nothing. Vedangas. What are these Vedangas? See, Anga means limb. So they are treated as limbs of Vedas. Without understanding Vedangas, one cannot understand what is mentioned in Vedas. Please take this point. Vedangas are considered as limbs of Vedas. Vedangas are considered as the limbs of Vedas. Vedangas are considered as the limbs of Vedas. Limbs of Vedas. Okay? Without understanding Vedangas, one cannot understand. Without understanding Vedangas, one cannot understand what is mentioned in Vedas. One cannot understand what is mentioned in Vedas. All right? So I have just told you different priests are chanting different slokas or concepts explained in different knowledge books. So how the people have to realize that? So these Vedangas are totally 6 in number, and they are fulfilling, please listen to this very carefully, they are fulfilling 3 purposes. 3 purposes. 6 Vedangas are there. They are fulfilling 3 purposes. The priests are chanting on one hand, and these people, these Vedangas will help us to listen. This is one purpose. To understand, whatever you have listened, you have to understand. This is second purpose. And the third purpose is to apply whatever you have learned. So these 3 purposes are fulfilled by 6 Vedangas. Did you understand? Please take this point. There are totally 6 Vedangas. There are totally 6 Vedangas. Very interesting thing it is. Very organized, in a very organized manner, they have put everything. There are 6 Vedangas that fulfill 3 purposes. That fulfill 3 purposes. As following, take down the purposes. To listen to the priests are chanting. To listen is the first purpose. To understand is the second purpose. And the third purpose is the application part. You have to implement what you have learned. So each and every purpose is served by 2 Vedangas. Please take that point. Each and every purpose is fulfilled by 2 Vedangas. 2 Vedangas. Okay? Let us start our discussion with the first purpose. What is the first purpose? First purpose is to listen. What are the Vedangas that are helping us to listen to this chantings or slokas? Please take it down. The first purpose is to listen. First purpose is to listen. See, I have just told you the priest will be chanting something. You have to catch that sound. You have to realize that priests are chanting some slokas. So you need to have a very good command on the sound. So the first Vedanga, it is called as Siksha. It deals with phonetics. It is the study of sound. Phonetics is the study of sound. Take it down. The first Vedanga is Siksha. Siksha. It deals with phonetics. Phonetics means study of sound. So one should have good command on understanding different types of sounds. Did you get an understanding? Then only a person can listen to something. Then only a person can catch something after listening, right? So Siksha deals with phonetics, the study of sound. Study of sound. Okay. And the person should also try to catch the speed of the priest who is chanting the slokas. The rhythms will be changing, the frequencies will be changing. Yes or no? So the person should have a particular command on the measure, on the levels of measuring the sound or measuring the levels of the sound. Please take this point. The person should also have good command. The person should also have good command on measuring the levels of the sound. On measuring the levels of the sound. This is fulfilled by Chandas, the second Vedanga. This is fulfilled by Vedanga called Chandas. Chandas. It deals with metric system. See how beautifully they have organized everything. Person should have good command on sound, should understand what kind of a sound it is. Next, the person should also try to measure the levels of the sound, catch the particular slokas. So it deals with metric system. It is used in measuring the levels of the sound. It is used in understanding or measuring the levels of sound, different levels of sound. It is used in measuring different levels of sound. So the first purpose is fulfilled. What is that? To listen. Now you have to understand what you have listened. What do you need for that? Person should have good command on the grammar. So the third Vedanga that is fulfilling the purpose of understanding is Vyakaran. Please take it down. Second purpose is to understand, take a side heading. Second purpose. We have discussed about the first purpose and two Vedangas that have fulfilled this purpose. Any doubts so far? I am asking everyone, please answer to me. Okay. Second purpose is to understand. Second purpose is to understand. The person needs to have good command on the grammar. Person needs to have good command on the grammar. Good command on the grammar. This is fulfilled by Vedanga called Vyakaran. This is fulfilled by Vedanga called Vyakaran. This is fulfilled by Vedanga called Vyakaran. It deals with grammar. It deals with grammar. And what else you need to understand something? You should also know something about the words, their evolution. It is called as etymology. Please take it down. The person should also have a good command. the person should also have good command on the words and evolution. Good command on the words and evolution. On the words and their evolution. It is fulfilled by Vedanga. It is fulfilled by Vedanga called Nirukta. Deals with etymology. Nirukta deals with etymology. Study of evolution of the words. Origin and evolution of the words is called as etymology. See how well they have organized everything. Etymology deals with the study of origin and evolution of words. So this Nirukta is helping us to understand something about the words, right? So this purpose is also fulfilled. The third purpose, what is the third purpose? To apply. You have listened something, you have understood something, now you have to apply that. What is needed to apply? Take it down. The third purpose is to apply. The third purpose is to apply. So, to fulfill this, there are two Vedangas. The first one is Jyotisha or Kagola. Listen to this very carefully. Jyotisha deals with astrology and this is astronomy. Earlier both were studied together, okay? And this fulfills the purpose of where to apply, when to apply. Jyotisha deals with astrology, when to apply, and astronomy, okay? Where to apply. Please take this points. Kagola. Both were studied together. To fulfill this purpose, there are two Vedangas. I hope you have written that point. The first is Jyotisha or Kagola. Jyotisha or Kagola. Jyotisha deals with astrology. Jyotisha or Kagola. Jyotisha deals with astrology. And Kagola deals with astronomy. And Kagola deals with astronomy. Okay? It helps in the application part. Particularly, it explains when to apply and where to apply. It explains when to apply and where to apply. Okay? This is one part of the application, and the last Vedanga that fulfills this purpose of application is Kalpa Vedanga. Please take this point. Kalpa Vedanga. This is also very important one. Please read the terminologies as many times as you can. You need to by heart them. Concepts, however, you are learning in the class. Kalpa Vedanga is divided into 4 different principles. Please take this point. It is divided into 4 principles or 4 sutras. Kalpa Vedanga deals with 4 principles or 4 sutras. Okay? What are they? We'll discuss one by one. Gruha Sutra is the first one. See, listen to this. It explains what kind of rituals a person has to perform for the welfare of a household or family. Is that clear? Take it down. Gruha Sutra is the first principle. Gruha Sutra. All this comes under the application part only. People listen to something, people understood something, now they are applying something, okay? Gruha Sutra explains what rituals have to be performed. What rituals have to be performed for the welfare of the family. For the welfare of the family. Okay? The second one, Dharma Sutra, explains what rituals the people have to perform for the welfare of a society. Please take this point. Dharma Sutra, are you understanding all the points? Dharma Sutra explains what rituals have to be performed for the welfare of the society. For the welfare of the society. Okay? The third is Srauta Sutra. Srauta Sutra. What is this? See, listen to this. It deals with the conduct of a person while performing rituals. Whether the person has to attend to that ritual with an empty stomach, whether the person can take his spouse along with him while performing that ritual, everything will be there. The conduct, what kind of clothes the person have to wear while performing that rituals, everything, the conduct of the people while performing rituals is explained in the Srauta Sutra. Please take this point. The conduct of the people while performing rituals, the conduct of the people while performing rituals is explained in the Srauta Sutra, is explained in the Srauta Sutra. The last one is Sulva Sutra. Sulva Sutra. What it deals with? All the concepts you have learned regarding the rituals. You have learned how it started and how they are getting imparted to the masses or next generations. Everything you have learned. What is explained in this Sulva Sutra? It explains about the geometry, different shapes in which the relics or the fire altars have to be arranged for a particular rituals. Whether they have to be arranged in a rectangular shape, triangular shape or a circular shape, different shapes of fire altars for different rituals, that is mentioned in this Sulva Sutra. It deals with the geometry. It deals with the geometry. It deals with the geometry of arranging. It deals with, see, it consisted of science, philosophy, mathematics also, Vedic literature. It deals with geometry of arranging fire altars. Fire altars for different rituals in different shapes. Different rituals in different shapes. So this is all about Vedangas. So the people should have good command on Vedangas in order to understand what is mentioned in Vedas, right? Is that clear? Enough for today. We'll discuss the rest of the facts in tomorrow's class. Please read well, please revise well. If you have any doubts, you can interact with me. I'm sitting there for a couple of minutes.